So Tariq, when we met last time, you've been still involved in netvibes. You've been the CEO, and now you got out of the business, but you just shared your learnings about being a CEO of a company which grow big. So share the learnings with us.
Yes, well, the news for me was I stepped down as a CEO of Netvibe in, I think it was in June this year, and it was a very interesting time for me. Lots of learning because, of course, when you just don't spend your whole day running the company, evangelizing, doing all these things, you just
don't have the time to reflect about what you're doing.
Yes, and I was talking about the idea that at some point, every time, once in a while, you have to take the time to see what you're doing, where you're going, how you're doing it, with who. That's important. And when you start a company, most of the time you have all this planning, but years after, like operations, you're doing things like crazy, you just sometimes lose the focus, and you lose the why am I doing this? And so I decided to leave the company because there was definitely I was in favor of going into a B2C consumer site, and my investors and part of the team wanted to believe that it was better to go on a B2B side. So I decided maybe it was the time for me to step down. And,
so your recommendation for other people out there is to have in mind to once in a while have a step backward and to keep on reflecting what we are doing?
Yeah, I think it's always a good question to ask yourself is when you do a company, you just spend so much time, so much energy, and you want to know if the energy is used for what. And when you start a company, and I don't know, everyone has different reasons to start a company, but for me, I had an initial vision, and I wanted also to make sure that am I still aligned with this vision? Am I still aligned with what I think is good or not? And
which other learning you could give to the people?
I think there's three things. When you start a company, it's a long-term goal. It's a mission. It takes a lot of energy. And I don't think that people that just do it half of the job or believe that you can do that and something else, it works. If it's very important, if you have to execute fast, it mobilizes a lot of energy. The other thing is you have to choose your team very carefully. And when I talk about the team, I would talk about the extended team. It means VCs, everyone around, because you would have to deal and work with these guys for the best and the worst. So you have to make sure that at some point everyone is aligned to your vision or to the founder's vision as well. The other thing I believe is that you have to take decisions, and decisions, compromise is not a good thing for a startup. I think the difference between a startup and a big company is that a startup has to mastermind a niche and a specific niche, dominate this niche. Big companies have other problems, other opportunities, but when you're on the startup mode, you have to be the most efficient and you have to take the decisions. I believe that sometimes I took great decisions and sometimes I took, and this not good decision. I mean, good or bad decision is not the problem. It's sometimes you don't take decisions, and this is not a good thing. A startup should be focused every time on taking actions, executing the action, taking action. You can't stay with like, wow, we don't know, we will have a look.
Yes, sure.
You always have to go and take a shot. Even if you're wrong, I mean, I would, as the CEO, everything good I take credit for, and everything bad I take the credit too. But if it's not the fruit of your decisions, then you have a problem because you're gonna have to take credit for something at the end you didn't really want. So it's really important when you do a company to really know what you want to do and make sure, listen to everyone of course, but make sure that you do what you believe is the right thing.
Okay, So you tell the people to believe in themselves and their idea, and also, yeah, what we heard about you is that you're putting out a fund, a seed fund. For what kind of businesses are you looking for? Who can address you for maybe yeah, getting you as an investor?
So this is fun. I've been studying with other French entrepreneurs. But there's an interesting thing in France is that because of a new sorry, a new legislation, there's going to be opportunity for people that pay wealth tax fund to get deduction if they invest in companies. So every year there's going to be about €1 billion available to invest. So we said, why don't we try to get some part of this to create a fund that will be dedicated to technology. I think that what we're looking at is, so you can invest in companies in Europe, so it's a very interesting scope. And what we're looking at, I think, is motivated people, interesting projects, of course, and good teams. And again, when I see other entrepreneurs in the web, I see always people that believe in what they do, and no matter what, will go in this.
So you're all about passionate people with yeah, idea,
Yeah.
which is really...
I think that, you know, we're entering a pretty difficult time. During bubble time, everyone wants to do a company because everyone wants to be rich or so. And then when it's the crisis, nobody wants to do a company or so because it's the crisis. But at the end, passionate people do companies during these both times. And there's still very passionate people during bubble time and during crisis. You also have these passionate people. And these are the people that I really look for and respect because at some point they are the people that really do the internet and do these companies.
Okay, sounds nice. And yeah, what will we see about you? You've been talking about a sort of a new project. You just said that you're looking for programmers, Linux programmers, but what will this new project be about?
Well, we can't really talk about it yet, but it's not a company, it's a project, it's an idea. I want to figure out if this idea can be done. And
give us some kind of hint, what is it going to be about?
Sorry, it's going to be a consumer project. That's the only thing I can say so far.
Okay, okay. So yeah, thank you for that insights, and we are looking forward to hear more about it.
Thank you for having me. Thanks.